Andrew, how you doing today?
I'm alright, how are you?
All right. I stopped by to check on you for the summer. Wanted to kind of get a reflection of your school year. You know how you think your school year went, and just discuss your plans and your goals for next school year. So all in all, how do you think this past school year went for you?
It was okay. Math didn't go well. It failed that twice. Everything else was okay.
That was math one.
Yeah, it was math one.
Okay. All right. How'd you do in your other classes?
Um, in social studies, I struggled a little bit at first, but then I got to it, and it turned out good. Lit was fine. I took Spanish, and that came to me pretty easy, so it was pretty decent.
Now I know that you were playing football, but you also participate in, is it chorus?
Yeah,
as well?
chorus.
Okay, all right. Now do you think, by you playing sports that maybe affected your grade in math, did you not have enough time to study during football season, or what? What was the case?
Yeah, it was a lot of me being tired and not feeling like getting up and actually putting in focus on studying for math.
So how do you juggle football practice, because I know you practice in the fall, but you also practice for football in the spring, and how do you juggle that with being in the chorus?
Chorus is not as demanding as football. It doesn't take as much time. Usually, it's it. A lot of the time that I set aside for homework anyway, it doesn't come in the way of that. But it was for the most part it was kind of in school instead of extracurricular.
Okay, all right, all right. So what about your friends? I know you met a lot of new friends this year since this was your first year in high school. How did that go?
It was pretty good. I met a whole bunch of new people. It's way different from middle school. People. I was scared what the seniors were gonna do at first. They were gonna jump me or something like that. But all in all, it was pretty cool because I met a whole bunch of good people.
All right. Now, did you have any friends or associates you felt maybe they weren't the ideal type of friend to be around, or attempted to persuade you or peer pressure you into doing some things that you knew were wrong?
Yeah, there were a couple that they always, let's go do this, let's go do that, and really it wasn't the best thing for me to be doing. I should have been somewhere, probably in a book,
Right.
instead of out doing whatever.
Right. Okay. Because I was looking back in your folder, and I saw that I didn't realize that you had been suspended 2 times this school year, and they, both of the suspensions state that it was due to rude and disrespectful behavior in the classrooms. Talk to me about that.
And these teachers, I don't know, they just would say the wrong thing to me, and it just kind of ticked me off. So I just stopped. I just lost all self control and just kind of told them how I felt. It was bad.
Okay. Now, do you ever come to school angry, or do you sometimes let some things, from home come to school and cause you to act a certain way in your classes, or?
Yeah, sometimes with the situation at home, it stays with me, and kind of bring the grudge into the school, and it causes some tension.
Yeah, so like I said, I noticed you had two suspensions and 5 in-school suspensions. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that and moving forward into next school year, on some possible strategies or ways that you can avoid getting in trouble. Even though we had an incentive program together for you this year, you know, I was gonna award you, you know, for every 2 weeks that you go without, getting any in-school suspensions or out-of-school suspension assignments. You know, that didn't seem to work, so we wanna, you know, look forward into next year and, come up with some ways, that you can stay on the right track. And even though you may be having issues, you know, at home, and not let that get in the way of your grades and your education. I pulled your transcript as well, just to look to see what your GPA was, and right now it's a 2.1. Were you aware of that?
Not really. I didn't think it was high, just being as how some of the grades that I had, but I didn't think it was a 2.1.
Right. Okay. Now, what, you know, coming into the ninth grade year, at the beginning of the year, what type of goal did you set as far as your GPA is concerned? You know, is the 2.1 sort of where you wanted to be, or was it higher, or what?
I didn't really have a lot set, and which I should have. And so when I came in and just kind of tried to see what the experience was like, and didn't focus too much on academics like I should have.
Right. Right. And see, my biggest concern right now with your GPA being, where it is that, I do know that you like playing football. I understand that you're pretty good at it, but you know, you have to maintain a certain GPA, and you have to pass your classes in order to be eligible. So that's one thing that, you know, I really wanted, you know, you to focus on more, because I believe you told me once before that you had a goal of earning a scholarship, a football scholarship to college, right?
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Right. Okay. Now, what college is it that you dream of playing for?
I really want to play for UGA.
Okay.
More than anything.
All right. Okay. Now, UGA, their requirements are pretty high to be accepted there. You know, for just a regular student and also their student athletes or whatnot. So, you know, regardless of how well you do on the football field, if you don't have the grades to go along with it, a lot of times you won't be looked at, or you're gonna put in the hat as a potential recruit. So, if that is your goal, you have to realize that, you know, your GPA is going to be important, and you're going to have to do some things to bring this up. Okay.
Right.
All right. Which leads